सब्सक्राइब कीजिए नेहरा क्लासेस यूट्यूब चैनल को और बेल आइकन को दबाइए लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी और एजुकेशनल वीडियोस सबसे पहले देखने के लिए।
Hello everyone, I Vikas Nehra. Welcome you all to our Nehra Classes YouTube channel. Friends, in today's tutorial, I will show you the configuration of file transfer protocol server in Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 or in CentOS 8 based machines. Guys, as you know that we use file transfer protocol or FTP to transfer the files or to copy or access the files from one machine to another. In today's tutorial, I will use this RHEL 8 machine on which I will configure this FTP server, and then I will use another RHEL 8 machine which I will use as FTP client, and I will show you the working of this FTP server there. So without wasting time, let's get started. To configure the FTP server in RHEL 8, we will log in the machine as the root user, and we will make sure that the local yum repository is already properly configured in our machine. If you find it difficult, you can watch my videos. I will provide you the link of those videos in the description as well as in the I button. And you can see that here I have already configured the local yum repository in my machine. Now with this local yum repository, we will install these two packages in our machine, that are FTP and VSFTPD. VSFTPD is the package that is responsible for the working of the FTP server, and to test it I have installed the FTP package as well. Now we will go to the etc vsftpd vsftpd.conf file. We will open this file in the VI editor, and here in this file we will allow the anonymous login. So we will change this anonymous enable is equal to yes. Earlier it was no. Save this file. So what have we done? We just enabled the anonymous user login in this file. This is the main configuration file that is responsible for the working of the FTP server in RHEL 8 or in the previous versions of Red Hat Linux. Now in the next step, we will start and enable the services. So we will execute systemctl start vsftpd dot service. We will enable the service as well so that it can start at its own. On rebooting the machine, we can verify the status of the same with the help of systemctl status command. The service is up and running fine, so we can proceed further. We can add the firewall rule as well. So for that we will execute firewall-cmd command. Firewall-cmd --permanent --add -service is equal to FTP. Now we can reload the firewall to implement this rule. System firewall-cmd -reload command we will use for that, and then we can check if our FTP server is accessible or not from the web browser. So what we will do here, we will mention the IP address of our machine. So let me quickly check the IP address. The IP address is 192.168.1.115. So I will open the web browser on the same network, and here I will mention FTP colon / and the IP address of the FTP server. Press enter and it shows the public directory. That means our FTP server is working fine. Now I will move to the default public folder that is inside where FTP with the name as pub. This is the public folder of FTP, and there you can see that there are no files present. So I'm going to create a file here with the name as calendar.txt. This is the file which I created in this public folder, and it contains the calendar of September 2020. Now let's check if we are able to access this file here from the web browser. Again, let me mention the IP address and press enter. So this is the public folder, and here we created this calendar.txt file. So you can see this file here, and I have downloaded this file on my Windows machine, and it contains the calendar of September 2020. That means our FTP server is working fine. We are able to log in anonymously in our machine. Now let me show you how can we log in anonymously in our machine from the command line interface. So for that we will mention FTP localhost, or we can mention the IP address, and here I will mention the name as anonymous, 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 and mention the password. You can mention any password, but that should look like an email, like abc@gmail.com or at hotmail.com. So it is showing us the login as successful. Here you can list the file with ls command, and here you can see the public folder. Now let's go inside this public folder, and ls, here you can see the calendar.txt file. So we are able to log in our machine anonymously. To come out, you can mention by here. Now I will tell you how can you use the normal local user account to log in the FTP server. So for that we will switch in the account of a normal user, and here let me show you the contents of his home directory. We have two files here, cal.txt and b.txt. Now we will run the FTP localhost command to log in the FTP, and we will mention the username and provide the same password that is locally present on this machine. And if you will execute the ls command here, you will be able to see these files that are there in the home directory of this user. And the difference between the anonymous login and using the local user account is that if we log in anonymously in FTP, then we use the public folder that is inside where FTP pub. But if we are using the local user accounts, in that case we will use the home directory of that particular user whose account we have mentioned while logging in the FTP. If we need to copy the files, we can use the get command, and if we want to copy the files on the server, we can use the put command. Let me show you. This time I will be using my Windows machine as the client. So let me open the command line interface, that is CMD on Windows, and here I will use FTP and mention the IP address of my machine 192.168.1.115, and let me mention the username as anonymous, and password login successful. ls command will show me the details. Let me switch to the public folder and list the file. You can see that calendar.txt is there. So if I want to copy this calendar.txt file on my Windows machine, I will use get command, get calendar.txt. So it will copy the file on my Windows machine. Let me show you. So let's go to this location on my Windows machine. Users, the name of the user account from which we have logged in the machine, and this is the file. It is the same file that we created on the FTP server. To copy multiple files, we can use mget command, mget and the name of the files, file 1, file 2, file 3 and so on. To copy the file from client to the FTP server, we can use put command. And to copy multiple files, we can mention mput and the name of the files that we want to put on the FTP server. To come out, we can mention by here. Instead of login anonymously from the Windows machine, you can also use the local user account that is present on the FTP server. So here you will run the FTP and the IP address command, and here you will mention the same username that is present on the FTP server, provide the same password that is there on the FTP server, and it will allow you to log in machine through FTP. And if you will run the ls command, it will display the contents of the home directory here on the client machine. And if you want to copy the files, you can use mget command to copy multiple files like b.txt and cal.txt. So it will copy the files like this. If you want to copy the files from client machine to the FTP server, you can use put command and you will mention the name of the file. Let us suppose w.txt I want to copy from my client machine to the FTP server. So it will copy it. Let's check if this file has been copied there or not. So we will run the ls command there on the FTP server and it will show you the file as w.txt. So in this way we can use FTP to log in anonymously or through the local user account from the Windows machine. Now I will show you how can you log in from the other Linux machine in FTP. So here this is the machine that I'm going to use as client. On this machine I will first install the FTP packages, otherwise the FTP command will not work here, and then I will log in from the same local user account in the FTP server. First of all, I will install the package FTP on this machine with the help of the localym repository, and then I will execute the FTP command to log in the FTP server. So here I will mention FTP and the IP address of the FTP server, that is 192.168.1.115 in my case. And here I will mention the name of the user and the same password that is there on the FTP server. Here it will display all the files that are present in the home directory of this user on FTP server. If I want to copy these files, I can mention mget and the name of these files as we did in the Windows client. It will prompt us and it will copy these files here. So in this way we can use the Linux machine as the client and we can copy the files from server to client or from client to the server. We can also log in anonymously from this machine. Again execute the same command FTP and the IP address of the FTP server, and here this time we will mention anonymous and mention the password. You can mention any password, but keep in mind that it should look like an email like abc@gmail.com, and this time we will be using the public directory for this FTP user. We can also use the web browser on this machine. Let me show you. Here we will open the web browser and we will mention the IP address there in the address bar. We will mention here FTP : // and the IP address, and it will open the public folder, because whenever we mention the FTP and the IP address, it uses the anonymous login. It provides the password for the anonymous user, and by default it shows the public directory. Let us suppose if we want to disable the anonymous login. So what can we do here? We can open the vsftd.conf file in the vi editor, and here in the anonymous _ enable option we will mention no. Save this file, restart the ftpd service, that is vsftpd.service, and this time if we will use the web browser to log in the FTP, then it will ask us for the username and password like this. So here it will use the user account, not the anonymous user, and there we will provide the username and the password that is present on the FTP server, and then it will allow us to use FTP, but this time it will open the default home directory for this user, not the public directory. Now I will quickly show you how can you change the location of the public directory for FTP. So let's create a directory for the public users for FTP on root with the name as FTP, and we will use this FTP directory that we created for the users on the FTP for the anonymous users. So for that we will open the etc vsftpd vsftd.conf file, and here we will enable the anonymous login, and at the last line of this file we will mention anon underscore root, and here we will mention the directory that we will use, that is slash ftp in our case. Save this file, restart the ftpd service, that is vsftpd.service, and this time we will check if we are using this or not. I think SE Linux will not let us do that, so let me check. Let's try to log in the FTP anonymously. It is showing failed. I know that SE Linux is blocking the access. So for that, what can we do? Let me show you the SE Linux context for the public folder of FTP, that is where FTP pub. Here you can see that the SE Linux content is public underscore content underscore t. But if we will check the SE Linux context of this directory which we created on the root with the name as FTP, its content is default underscore t. So we will have to change this. So we can use chcon command, chcon -t for targeted, and here we will mention the SE Linux context that we want to set and then the path of the directory. Now let's check the SE Linux context again, ls-ldz/ftp. This time it is showing the SE Linux context as public underscore content underscore t. Restart the service for vsftpd and again try to log in anonymously and check if we are using this /ftp as public directory or not. So we will mention here anonymous in the username and provide the password. So we are able to log in this time. So again, let's create some files there. Let's go to the /ftp directory that we created for the anonymous users, and here we will create some files. Let me create 10 files. These are the files which I have created here. Now I will log in anonymously again. This time we are able to log in again, and let's execute the ls command. So we can see these files that we have created in the previous step. So this time we are using the public folder as /ftp for the anonymous users, not where ftp pub. If we want to use the default public folder, then we can remove or uncomment or comment this line in the etc vsftpd and vsftpd.conf file. Here go at the last line, and here in the anonymous underscore root option mention a comment before the line. Save this file and restart the service. This we do to create the FTP yum server, because at that time we need to create the public directory on the other location, instead of, if we don't want to use the default public directory for the anonymous users, or if we want to configure the yum server through FTP, in that case we do that. So guys, that's it for the FTP configuration in RHEL 8, and I have shown you all these methods. How can you use this? How can you copy the files from client to server, server to client? How can you change the public folder? So hope you will find this video useful. If you like it, then do share it with your friends and colleagues, and if you are new on our channel, then subscribe us and turn on the bell notification for the latest updates. I'll see you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, take care.